Mckenna had some fascinating books. Food of the Gods. He had some crazy fucking theories that he pitched that I've seen scientists, like especially the doubling of the human brain size one. That was a really fascinating theory that he had. That he connected it. I'm not sure if he was right in terms of the climatological data, but his contention, for those of you who are aware of it, was that monkeys had come down from the trees and they experimented with new food sources, and they started flipping over cow patties to get the bugs, because that's what they do. And along the line, they discovered psilocybin mushrooms.
Yeah.
And he thinks that the grasslands, the rainforest becoming grasslands, the changing climate led to these chimps, these monkeys, whatever our ancestors were, led to them becoming more experimental. And that it could be coincided with a bunch of different things that they know about mushrooms, or it could be sort of confirmed with a bunch of different things. One with that mushrooms increase visual acuity.
Yeah.
And they've shown this like in actual tests with real scientists who are experimenting with it. Who was the guy? There was one German guy, a straight guy too, that experimented with this. God damn it, I'm trying to remember his name, but he had a really funny line.
What do you mean the straight guy?
Straight guy meaning he wasn't a drug guy. He wasn't a drug culture guy. I don't mean straight like homosexual, heterosexual. I mean like he wasn't like Timothy Leary or Mckenna or, you know, any of these guys who are like clear proponents of psychedelics. He was just a researcher. And they had found out that in low doses of psilocybin, like say if you changed an angle, if you had two parallel lines and you made one, just varied it ever so slightly, with the psilocybin, they could tell when the angle was ever so slightly varied quicker than they could naturally.
Yeah, I can remember. Yeah, it's visual acuity in the periphery, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like expanding your peripheral vision by a tiny little bit.
Yeah, I don't even know if the test pertained to periphery only. It might have been peripherally as well, because I do remember that one specific task, that one specific thing where they were trying to figure out how quickly you could recognize when an angle's changed, and you could do it quicker when you were high.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so there's that, and then there's the horniness. Mushrooms known to make people horny, so that happens.
Yes, they are known for that.
The creativity aspect of it, there's that, you know, like the tapping into alternative ways of thinking, and that would lead to a lot of innovation, and it's also possible that it's really possible that psilocybin in some ways is a nutrient. I mean, it's an intoxicant for sure. It's an hallucinogenic,
yes,
whatever that means. But it might be a nutrient too. It's entirely possible that this increase in visual acuity and this horniness that it gives you, and this connection to nature, and this intense creativity, like you're tapping into a river of ideas and like scooping out buckets of them.
Yeah,
like all that might also it might be something that when you're consuming, it's actually beneficial to the body or beneficial to your brain. But if it's having all those crazy positive effects on the brain, it might have like a beneficial long-term effect on the brain. And they've been doing these studies on neurons, on repairing neurons, and psilocybin's role in repairing brain disease or brain issues, brain trauma. Might not have been neurons. See if you can find that. The most recent studies with psilocybin and brain damage. And they think it might, in some ways, be able to repair brain damage. Well, if that's the case, what if these monkeys were just eating them all the time?
Yeah.
And their brains just grew. I mean, what if Mckenna was right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it is pretty a safe bet that monkeys, or what? I mean, monkey isn't the right word. Proto-hominids, right? Who are wandering the plains are gonna, like, if we're omnivores, we're definitely gonna be eating whatever we can find that gives us nutrition, that has nutritional value, especially if you're out on a hunt, you're hungry, the thing you're hunting shitting, food is growing out of its shit. Yeah,
well, I don't even think they were hunting then. I don't think they could hunt something that big. I don't think they had weapons.
What do you mean?
I think what they were doing was they were gathering, they were eating a lot of bugs, we were insectivores.
I thought his idea was that there's climate change, and so we start moving into the grasslands, and then we're hunting bovine animals. We're like,
no, I don't think that was the contention.
That's what I thought.
The contention was flipping over the cow patties.
I thought it was that because the thing that you're hunting is going to be shitting things that grow mushrooms.
No, I don't think so. I think it was way later when they started doing that. One of the things, here's the study that Jamie pulled up. It says psilocybin mushrooms stimulate the growth of brain cells. Psychedelic mushrooms have already had a reputation for helping people open their minds and broaden their perspectives in the world. Some have shown an ability to combat mental disorders like depression and anxiety, and now research is showing that magic mushrooms can actually help physically rebuild a damaged brain. Well, if that's the case, if it's the case that it can physically help rebuild a damaged brain, maybe over long-term consumption, it can actually make a brain grow.